Good morning, TFR.
Good morning.
Hi, this is Alan. I like Ironworx because it's where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came.
I love Ironworx with Josh, Walt and Zach. It's like sitting in your front room having a cosy chat with your best friends.
Hi, it's Diva here, and I just want you to know that Ironworx with Josh, Walt and Zach, it's definitely my favourite dose of reality. Come join the family and keep it flat.
Why sleep in when you could get your dose of iron in the morning? Listen to the Ironworx on TFR.
This is Enlightened Dawn. Roses are red, violets are blue. Iron Rail Media is the best on the plane. To this show, I will forever be true. You guys are truly the best, and I love you guys. I'm so thankful to have you in my life.
Do you like listening to space letters from Never a Straight Answer? Then tune in to The Ironworx with Zach, Walter, and Josh. Break clear of the fear on the Ironworx and become an Iron Scout.
Happy, happy Halloween, 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 happy, happy Halloween, silver shamrock. Happy, happy Halloween, 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 happy, happy Halloween, silver shamrock.
It's almost time, kids. The clock is ticking. Be in front of your TV sets for the Horathon. And remember the big giveaway at 9. Don't miss it. And don't forget to wear your masks. The clock is ticking. It's almost time.
Happy, happy Halloween, 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 happy, happy Halloween, silver shamrock. Happy, happy Halloween, 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 happy, happy.
Well, TGIF, everybody, and happy Halloween. Don't forget to wear your masks. TGIF. Welcome to the Ironworx right here on Truth Frequency Radio. My name is Josh Corey, and I am joined this morning by two of my very good friends and co-hosts, starting off with Mr. Zachary Zabala, Z Squared. You may know him on YouTube as Good Times for All, GUDTIMS, the number 4 ALL. Zach, how are you doing this morning?
Hey, Josh. Hey, Walt. Hey, everybody out there in TFR land and everywhere else we're streaming to right now. Oh, I'm doing good. Can't complain. Compost is coming along beautifully. It's all right. It's all starting. The magic is happening. You got the garage bench cleared off, and, trying to take apart electronics without all the stuff is not easy. Just having the solder gun and the circuit board there, it's a pain in the butt. They've really made strides over the years on how to get these things off and stuff. So, but that's what I've been doing, taking apart electronics, and I want to get all the precious metals out of them so I can make my own components. If that makes any sense. Because there'll be little tiny pieces of just little stuff. But I want to make my resistors and my capacitors and my transistors and all that stuff.
Ah, I see. I smell what you're
cooking. Yeah, I want to make big ones. I want to take my little Tesla coil and make it like 3 feet tall.
I hear microwaves have a pretty decent capacitor in there.
Yeah. I got a battery jumper, my old diehard. There's a big giant coil in there with I know it'll do something. So yeah, I'm just doing all that kind of stuff. Getting the garden kind of plotted out. I think I know what I'm going to do now. It's going to be a pain in the butt on this hill. I've never done anything like this. I'm from Indiana where it's all flat. So it'll be a learning experience.
Yeah, retaining walls always are.
Yeah. I know we got another dude hanging out over there.
We do have another dude hanging out over here. One Mr. Walter Johnson. You may know him as Flat Earth Head there on the tubes. Walter, how you doing?
Good morning, gentlemen. Fiat Lux to you both. Hello, everyone there in chat. Kicking it. Loving you guys already here this morning. Getting hit early this morning. Nuka-Cola threw us a nice super chat. Thank you, Nuka-Cola. Good morning, my friend. We miss having you around. And when you come back like that, that's a rock and roll morning. We got lots of folks in there. I will get to you all in a minute. I'm trying to type, but I can't multitask. And I found out last night, scientifically accurate, that you're not supposed to do it. We'll talk about that. Anyway, how are you, Josh, this fine and dandy Friday?
Oh, I'm doing all right. I'm doing okay. Every day's a new challenge. Every day's something different. But overall, I think I'm doing all right. Just waiting for somebody to get off their butt and get my last and final W-2. This whole telecommuting where we have employees working from home and can't seem to actually get their job done. Even with 2 weeks notice, I still can't get one single piece of paper mailed to me, apparently, or printed off so I could pick it up, or, emailed over to me for some reason. It's just completely impossible. So I've been having to harass a former employer just to get my W-2s so that I can get them to the underwriter, because as of right now, I think the only thing I'm waiting on to get this stupid loan underwritten for the house is going to be that ignorant cow getting me the W-2. Sorry, I was trying to hold off on calling her names.
I had to go to the corporate office to get this stuff done. With the job that I left, good. When I left my job, I gave them the notice and all that kind of stuff, and everything was hunky-dory. I can go back to work anytime, but to get my stuff filed, I had to call corporate to have anything even started about all that kind of stuff. I don't know what it was. It was just like, since I wasn't working at that branch anymore, and like you said, it's not like it's super busy. They're doing it from home, but yeah, I still couldn't get it done. It was weird. So yeah, I'd try corporate.
Well, it's not quite that big of a spot. So even the corporate office is right there where I worked.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The problem is the HR lady is working from home. So it's not like I can go up to the office and talk to her, be like, "Pardon me, madam, I would please like my W-2 now, please." Unfortunately, I have to call up there and harass the receptionist, who now knows me by my voice. And she has to then re-forward the request, my original request from the 16th, when I called up there the first time to make sure that they would be able to get it to me. Then she forwards it on to the lovely young lady that will be actually printing it off and getting it to me from HR, but we never hear anything back from her. So all I can do is try to get and harass the lovely young lady at the reception desk until she can eventually start to harass the HR lady, who will then hopefully get me my stuff.
Yeah, that sucks. Maybe, hey, it's a lesson in patience. Take it at least as that.
I'm patient. I can wait all day.
Oh, I know you can.
But it's just going to piss me off. I'm not impatient. I'm just pissed. Pissed at her complete inability to fucking be competent in her job.
Did you guys listen to that news thing that just happened before the show? When they were talking
purposely
about
block those usually. Wow, what did I miss?
I heard it. I don't know if I listened to it.
Something about the citizens have... Okay, they didn't pass the marijuana one, but that's not the one that I heard. I heard they pass something where they have the right to die.
Right, like you do. I did say that.
They have the right. So what does that mean? You have the right to die with dignity.
So there was a doctor once upon a time who decided that he would like patients to die with dignity. And he was demonized. Dr. Jack Kevorkian was demonized and sent to prison for killing people on their deathbed. And dying with dignity is just the ability to choose the time, place, and manner of your own death without having to get sick and, crap all over yourself and end up drooling and getting bed sores and mistreated in a real crappy, cheap nursing home and all that good stuff. But it gives you the ability to die with dignity. I imagine. I have no idea. I didn't, like I said, I heard the story. I wasn't really listening to it, but from my understanding, that is what dying with dignity is all about.
Yeah, I don't know if I like that phrasing. I don't know. I don't want to start anything, so I'm just not going to say nothing.
How about
I don't
controlled death?
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. But I don't know. I don't know what would be more dignified. To take all the stuff that you're given, or to just say, okay, I want to quit right at this time.
Well, I think...
having been there at the end of someone's life, I can tell you that it definitely makes a difference when they choose their own path. Because everything that I went through with my mom, she chose it. She had chosen before the current fucked up world we live in that she would be at home, she would be with us, and she would die with us with dignity, with her choice. And she would medicate herself accordingly. She wouldn't zone away with all the pain medicines and all the things at her disposal, because being in hospice, she had quite a bit at her disposal that she could have taken and just zoned away till the end. And instead of doing that, which is what they would have done to her, most likely in a hospital setting, she chose to hurt, but be with us for the most part till the end. So that kind of thing, yeah. And I was already a huge Kevorkian promoter back in the day. I thought people should have that right because I had watched many relatives be tortured in hospital settings till they finally passed, instead of letting them die with dignity. So I'll stop. Walt ran over.
Yeah, it's just like a big extension of a do not resuscitate.
And I mean, I don't understand. I don't know. I don't understand why that it would be illegal. I don't know. It's one of those weird ones. Like circumstances, this and that. I mean, could a perfectly healthy person go up to him and say, hey, I want to die?
I don't think so. I think there's certain criteria that need to be met before you can die with dignity.
Okay. Well, yeah, I guess that's a nice way of putting it. Yeah, that was just weird. I had never heard it called that before. When I heard that on the news thing, I was like, what the hell does that mean? What are they talking about? But yeah, I wouldn't want to be forced to sit in a hospital. Not that I'll ever go into a hospital on my own, my own choice. But yeah, hospitals are pretty horrible places.
Yes, they are.
That's what we need. We need a flat earth hospital as well as a flat earth university, where we have Rife machines running and, all these different types of healing that actually works. Or take away all the poisons and just give everybody placebos, because they work just as well. But we all know that's not their agenda. It's not to help.
Nope.
Yeah, that's why I quit. 2004, I think, was the last time I went to a doctor. And I told him then that I don't believe in Western medicine and that they don't heal anything. They just mask the symptoms. And he told me to eat an apple a day. No joke. And it actually took care of the problem. That's weird. He's like, hey, and this is, in your case, I know this is going to sound like one of those old wives' tales because I wasn't getting enough fiber. I was living on pretty much pizza, you know, bachelor guy, mid to late 20s. I think I was 26, 27. You know, I had my own house and I was just partying all the time, and pizza was easy. Throw it in, 12 minutes later, boom. You're done. No mess. Don't got to do all the pots and pans and all that crap. Yeah, I ate a lot of pizza back in the day. And to where it messed my stomach.
That's all your food groups right there. You got your veggies, you got your bread, you got your cheeses. I mean, it's a complete fucking meal. Don't be dissing the pizza, man.
And yeah, I went in there and I told them how I felt about, you know, doctors and Western medicine. Told them I love surgeons. You know, if I need a surgeon, they're good to have. But as far as you doctors, I don't really trust you guys. And he didn't disagree with me. That was the craziest part about it. He really didn't, you know, he was a younger guy. He was probably maybe a little 30, maybe. He wasn't much older than I was. Yeah, and he was like, he didn't say it, but you could tell that he maybe didn't feel the same way, but he had known people that felt the same way. He totally understood what I was talking about when I was telling him how I felt. And that was the first time I ever talked to a doctor like that. Usually I was always, you know, licking their boots. Whatever you say, blah, 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 blah.
You're the authority. Yeah,
exactly. And then I started looking into some of this stuff, and I was like, wow, they mess up a lot, don't they? A lot of their stuff doesn't really help. Makes so you have to take more medicine later on down the road because you destroyed this gland or this organ or whatever by taking this medicine. Yeah, it just didn't make any sense. So yeah, be honest with your doctors, people. Tell them how you feel. They don't know otherwise. I don't sound like a crazy person.
And try to find an osteopath if you can in your area. Much better situation if you have to go to a naturopath person.
Or osteopath, you say, is the best allopathic to go to?
I said osteopath is what you would have to deal with. I mean, it's the better thing to deal with if you actually have to deal with normal Western medicine in any respect. Sorry, I was clearing my throat. I had one from 2000 to about 2006 where I was living at that time. And they were all about, you know, medicine being last resort, getting diet, exercise, you know, all the things that doctors should be fucking telling you to do is what this gentleman was advising me with all of the things I was dealing with, which were, you know, mostly just stress related from the job I had at the time. So instead of the doctor I originally went to, you know, here's a handful of everything you can imagine. All the guys sitting down in the office with their little briefcase waiting their turn to go in there and offer him a vacation package or a car or whatever to promote their current handful of, you know, death in pill form. And when they kept throwing that at me and I just kept chunking it over my shoulder, they were like, well, look, if you're not going to do what we prescribe to you, then we're just spinning our wheels. And it's like, well, if you can't help me get better healthy instead of trying to cover up my symptoms, and I guess we are. And that's when I started looking for another doctor and found an osteopath and read up on it and was like, let's see what this guy's about. So in my personal experience with this one person, it worked out really well. Can't say that's true across the board, but I will say they are generally more health oriented than medicine oriented. And again, I'm not a doctor, nor do I play one on TFR.
Yeah, not at all. I wouldn't You couldn't thrust that title upon me. Nope. I wouldn't want to be considered one of these people.
That being said, we do have a guest coming on this evening who is Dr. John
Yeah, but he's
Dingleby.
a doctor of light. He's a different kind of doctor.
Dr. Love, calling Dr. Love. No, I'm sorry.
Yeah, and he is one smart man. He is a man. He and Bob and Cammy have been
Bouncing brain breakers back and forth.
Yeah.
And that's what's going to make
of
tonight so good, I think, because Adam had originally invited him on. Dr. John D wanted to share his latest observation, his black swan observation. So we were going to have him on to talk about that. And since we had to bump him back, and in the interim, I guess he had started talking to Bob and Cammy and getting their input on a few things, and they started sharing ideas and bouncing stuff off each other, and pretty soon it turned into this whole thing. So now we're going to have Dr. John D and Cammy on as well, because, well, Cammy's always here with us. So there's that conversation. We're going to have his presentation. I think it's going to be a really good show. I'm looking forward to it. Because once Cammy gets going, there's usually a whole lot of synergy that starts happening.
Yeah, people just start clicking. It's crazy. Yeah, her mind is pretty amazing. If she could draw, she would be, able to show people what she's saying, because she sees it in her head. I still don't get things she talks about. It's just, I can't put it into that picture that you want things to be in. At least for me, I see things happen. When I'm figuring out a puzzle, it all moves in my head. I can shift it around and get things to click and all that kind of stuff. But if I can't see it and make that image, I can't manipulate it and turn it and move it and try to fit it in with other pieces, which makes it hard. It's like putting together a jigsaw puzzle where that last piece is just a big square in the center, and you don't get to see what the edges are. They're there. The little outline is really there, but you don't see it. You just see a square, and you're trying to fit another square in there that really has edges and all the fittings, but you don't get to see any of it. And it's not just 4 ways it could fit. It's very frustrating sometimes, not understanding what Cammy's saying, because she is so excited and so adamant about it. And it's like, I can't see it. I don't get it yet.
Speaking of Cammy and puzzles, there's a bit of a puzzle that I've also been trying to work out, just as Liz, our Iron Maiden, there in chat. She watched a lot of videos from the conference, as have I, and have yet to see Cammy. And I haven't seen Zach either. So I'm starting to wonder if you guys were really there. No, I'm just kidding. I know y'all were there, but it just definitely didn't see y'all get caught in any of the videos I've watched yet. Where are y'all? Who's got you guys?
We're at our table. I know Alex, Critical Inception.
Right.
On YouTube.
I figured some of those 3 and 4 hour videos I haven't completed yet is where I'll find you guys eventually.
Came up and had a conversation, and we showed them.
Right,
stuff.
that's what I'm hoping for.
You really couldn't even hear Cammy and I talk. The way the microphone is close to him, and we're standing across the table, and the speaker is speaking up there, and there's people talking all around, and
right.
Yeah, you don't really hear us explaining anything, but you get to see what we were showing and stuff like that. Yeah, it was just too humid. The Van de Graaff really wasn't firing. It would have been a lot cooler if it was. I mean, it was awesome already. People were amazed when they saw it spark like 3/4 of an inch. Their eyes lit up and they're like, "Wow, did you see that?" And it's like, "Oh, you guys."
If they only knew.
Yeah, I feel so sorry for you. I wish I could show you what this thing can do in the right conditions.
You guys should have seen if there was some of that antiquity laying around there at the Shriners Convention. I'm sorry, I couldn't resist.
I want to give a quick shout out.
Photo
was just saying, I want to give a quick shout out to our executive line producer, Dr. Alan Holman. I know he had a pretty eventful night yesterday. And watching the YouTubes, Alan was on a channel of a comic book store, apparently going through some comics, and entered a drawing to win a Star Wars mystery box. And being chosen at random, the winner was executive line producer Dr. Alan Holman, winner of the Star Wars mystery box. So congratulations, Alan. That's super exciting. I can't wait to hear what kind of goodies they send you.
I know. I want to know the mystery now, damn it.
That's awesome. Congrats, Alan. Nobody deserves it more.
Oh,
that
wow.
took me
We're
back.
about to hit a break.
Star Wars music really took me back.
Yeah, it did.
Oh, yeah, we're
we have
right on it.
Messed around and beat up a half hour, looks like. So I guess we'll shut up and throw out some commercials. And let Chris do that. We'll just sit here and write it out.
I need more coffee. I'm not going to sit here. I got to go.
Yeah, I do too. Wait, I made one and just sitting here getting. I thought I was on. So now I'm going to be drinking my watered down coffee. We'll be back.
Coffee's getting warm.
Mine's getting warm. Right, yours is cold. Mine's warm. All right, we'll shut up and sell stuff. Vitamins and Ella and Ironworx. That's Zach. That's Josh. I'm Walt. Very clear the fear.
Discover the extraordinary powers of intuitive healing with pain transmutation, a method of holistic healing for the human soul, body, mind, and emotions. If you are looking for answers and a deep understanding of how to help yourself and the people around you to live a happier, healthier life, this is the right place for you. Learn how to read your soul's history in the Akashic Records. Remove negative energy attachments from your astral body and start the process of inner and outer pain transmutation. Join Pain Transmutation Community to get started on the path of intuitive healing. Change your energetic state. Manifest new and exciting experiences. Re-energize your life and build inspiring connections with others in our community.
So, you love talk radio? Then you'll love TalkStreamLive.com. TalkStream Live is always on, 24/7, with the best streaming talk shows. Find your favorite talkers and discover some new ones. It's free, readily available online or on mobile with any smartphone or tablet. Finding your favorite talk shows all in one place has gotten a whole lot easier. Just go to TalkStreamLive.com. Be sure to download the free apps from Google Play or the iTunes App Store.
If you have hard water, the Lime Scale not only leaves white spots, it clogs pipes and breaks down appliances, costing you hundreds of dollars in energy and wear. Eliminate Lime Scale and other water issues like brown staining and bad odors with HydroCare water products, available from Wave Home Solutions. Wave's affordable water systems don't use salts or chemicals. You'll love the way your water tastes, smells, and looks. Satisfaction guaranteed. For more information, go to bestwater123.com. That's bestwater123.com.
Hey everyone, it's Mark Sargent from Strange World, broadcasting live every Tuesday evening, 10 to 12 Eastern, 7 to 9 Pacific, right here on True Frequency Radio. Strange World covers a wide range of topics, from enclosed world theory to lunar waves to the end of the world in film. It's basically doomsday with a silver lining. With the audience as my co-host, we take an optimistic approach to all things conspiracy and promote confidence, hope, and humor whenever possible. If there's a topic you want us to cover, or again would like to see interviewed, please email me at msargent23@comcast.net. So please join me and tell your friends about Truth Frequency Radio, the leader in real radio programming, bringing you quality, cutting-edge broadcasts from around the world.
You are now tuned into the Truth Frequency.
Your protection from deception. TFR. Friday, my dudes.
It is Friday, my dudes, and welcome back to the Ironworks right here on Truth Frequency Radio. Josh, Walt, and Zach hanging out with you. Kicking off the second half of the first half of the show this morning.
Indeed. Welcome back. Welcome back. Trying to get everybody caught up there in chat. Yes, Candy, Flattoberfest was last weekend. We're all talking about last weekend, not last year. Sorry, I just had to. It was too awesome.
Yeah, there was a mural on the, like, I guess it's the back of the building from the road, but it'd be the left side of the building, but it was kind of tucked away and hidden around this little thing. And it had some kind of Masonic symbol. And then next to it, it had another little mural. And it said, "The sky is our limit." And it had a picture of a space shuttle on it. And then underneath it, it said Astro-Nuts. The sky is our limit. Not, to infinity and beyond. All that nonsense. The sky is our limit. Astro-Nuts. Yeah, it was awesome.
That's insane. Mike D, have a great day at work. Thanks for hanging out with us this morning. Hope to see you back this evening or maybe next week on Tuesday when we have another exciting episode of the Ironworks right here on Truth Frequency Radio.
And after I typed what I typed in chat, Mike, it really didn't look right. So forgive me for that incorrectly written sentiment. But earlier you wrote that your wife does sit with people in care homes when their families aren't there with them to pass, which is a beautiful, beautiful thing. So definitely that lady is an angel. Make sure she gets lots of love. It doesn't have to be from us. We don't want to make it weird, but definitely that's amazing. And that does take a true angel.
That's how I'm going to tell everybody goodbye from now on. All right. See you later. Tell your wife I said hi.
Hug your wife for me. Fucking idiot. Oh, it's too early. The coffee's just sat here for 30 minutes. There's none in my head, so forgive me a little bit.
That was pretty good. So I didn't do a single bit of space lettuce, I don't think. Not one. I don't think.
I don't know. It's almost like they're trying to turn the whole space thing off a little bit.
Sorry. Is anyone else hearing a lot of static, like true static? Not just.
I do hear a little weird static. Almost sounds like a crinkle rather than static. Almost like a plastic crinkle.
Yeah, it's a weird, unusual thing.
Is it on my end?
Oh, it might be. Might be. So that mural you were speaking about, did you get a pic? Did anybody get a pic of it?
Yeah, there's a few people that got pictures in front of it.
Oh, cool.
I should have taken one, but my phone, I didn't even have my phone half the day. I'd leave it sitting somewhere. That was the coolest part about Flattoberfest. People were just leaving stuff, sitting around for hours.
I understand that Mac was quite panicked for a minute, looking for his selfie stick there. Shout out Flat Earth Fokker. I was checking out his channel quite often. Him, Authentic Intent. I flipped over to the main channel quite often as well, and the name is escaping me. Damn it.
Unveiling This Realm?
That's the one. I was going to say something differently completely, Bailey, so I'm glad you got it right. Shout out to, again, Karen B. Phenomenal. Setting it up, keeping it streaming, having a blast with the kids. Yeah, it was great watching. I think the pinata was quite unique. I loved it. Loved it. So where is the karaoke videos, Zachary?
Oh. I went and shot guns.
Uh-huh.
There was a gun shooting video. We went to go do the karaoke. They closed the bar at 11.
Well, you can't start karaoke till 11. Or
exactly. When I went to the bar, you didn't go until 11.
You have to lubricate your vocal cords and your brain and get it ready to sing. You can't just go in there cold. I will say, though, we did usually start pretty early. We just kept going till really
we
late.
were heading to the bar, and they called us, and I was like, yeah, it's closed at 11 due to the cooties. It's like, well, that's lame.
It's always
but they
freaking
said, the lady said we were the best crowd they ever had and that we have to come back and yada, yada, yada. And yeah, flat earthers are, great people. And it's not hard to tell when, especially when we're all in a group and there's nobody else around. Like I said, there's no arguments whatsoever. Open bar, people walking around wasted, The younger guys in their late 20s were having a lot of fun. People were buying them drinks. Yeah, it was a good time. It's crazy when you can have all that stuff and there's a lot of passionate conversations going on of everyone. It doesn't matter what you say, you can disagree on all kinds of stuff and it's okay. It's a different group, for sure. I'm going to plug in my
And
head.
here I am playing in chat again. Sorry, I'll stop. I'll stop. So, yeah, I didn't throw a whole lot by way of lettuce at the wall myself. I saw a few interesting things that are going on in the world. First thing I saw right away and thought of Zach is a story about gem mining in states where you are, North and South Carolina, sir. But yeah, just a story about folks that are kind of making a small living for themselves, prospecting, if you will. There's apparently places that you can just go and do it in mass. I see photographs. Haven't read the story fully because I know there's one up here in Arkansas, near me, quote unquote, that you can go and like come home with bucketfuls of quartz crystals and any other kind of thing you can imagine, pyrite. And so you could do that, Zach. You can make a living doing it, apparently.
I was
Herkimer diamonds and all that kind of thing. Sorry, go ahead.
Separating quartz yesterday for our staffs that I'm going to make.
Nice.
I'm still thinking of how I'm going to do it. I really don't want to cut the tree and embed the quartz into it and then have it grow around it. I'd like to just somehow press it up against the tree. And then the tree. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I used to come across many a tree after we had run wire through the many acres of my uncle's land and go back less than a year later and trees would already be growing through where we had attached on certain areas. Because certainly if you can use what's there already, you do.
Yeah, I've seen some cool grafting things.
Acreage.
Some really cool stuff for grafting, tree grafting, fruit tree grafting and things.
Oh, yeah,
just make it, just scrape it just a little bit and then put the crystal in there and wrap it up with ace bandages or something and leave it there for a few months and come back. But yeah, I can appreciate not wanting to harm it and do that actual scraping of the initial bark.
Yeah, it just doesn't seem right. I was thinking about that yesterday. I was like, no, I don't think I'm going to do that. It'd probably be the quickest way to do it. But yeah, I don't want to cut into the trees like that. That would hurt. So yeah, I'll just let it grow up into it. That's what I'm thinking, the wire. I got plenty of wire. Maybe leave some of the wire embedded in it even.
I was going to say, you could do a really cool wrap with like some copper wire and just leave it as part.
Yeah, and let it just be part of it. I was thinking that too. Discuss it ahead of time. Let the tree know what you're doing. Thank it for what it's letting you do. Like I got to tell Zach to talk to fucking trees. Lord, what am I doing?
Yeah, it'll let me know how to do it. Yeah, I can't wait. I found it perfect.
Antecedent Algonquin Collective says, Zach, you might as well just leave it alone.
But
Yeah, I think they like being used in certain ways, though. I really do. As long as you let them know. And I mean, they could grow and be a huge tree, and then, however many years, couple hundred years, maybe whatever, fall over and die and rot and then turn into something else. Or they could be a staff that hopefully, if you make it nice and pretty enough, will be at least held on to, kept care of, for who knows how long.
The wooden iron
Now,
staff.
I'm gonna make the Wraith of Riders. I'm gonna make 7 staffs and one to rule them all and give it to Brian Stavely. I told him he can have the one ring. He's like, hell yeah, I'll take it. No, you can't give the one ring to somebody who wants it.
shout out to Flat Earth Aussie Roscoe doing a bit of shroom cooking this morning and heading out. Thank you for hanging out, friend. Good to see you.
Go tell that jackass over there we said hello.
You don't have to. Look at the man himself popping into chat. D. Adam Meakin. Glad to see you there, sir. Hopefully you'll be able to hop in on the call for a minute. If you can't, then hopefully you'll be able to hop in on the call this afternoon for a minute. That would be awesome. Hope you're feeling better, for damn sure.
Hope things are relatively
normalizing
calm.
a bit.
Yeah, I know you guys are entering a new phase of lockdowns and things were going to be hectic there for a while. Yesterday was probably pretty crazy. So I hope this morning and today is less hectic than was yesterday. Yeah, he says he'll try here in a bit.
On the front line. If anybody's got a finger on the pulse of, where is it? I always think of Robin Hood, Nottingham. It would be the Adam Meakin there. Yeah, I hope it was a good one yesterday, man. Not too crazy. I've been watching, of course, First Amendment audit videos, a lot of those. And some of these people are getting real crazy about the whole mask thing, where there isn't even a mandate. There's just, city workers who are like supervisor of that building putting up signs saying that you have to wear a mask to come in and telling people to leave. Amagansett Press had a really good one yesterday. He and Watching the Watchers, that's his son, they go around the country doing this stuff, and I believe they were in Idaho. What was it called? Something, Converse County, Idaho, municipal building. And he went in to ask for some information, and she, told him you have to wear a mask in here, blah, 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 blah. And people were walking in without masks just fine. It was because he had a camera. That was the whole thing. And 3 cops came up, and they brought out all these papers and saying, here, look. And he's like, yeah, that says for private businesses. This is a public office, public building. If I haven't broken any law, which I haven't, then you cannot trespass me off public property, no matter how much this woman doesn't like that I'm not wearing a mask in a state where there is no mandate and carrying a camera, which is my First Amendment given right, freedom of the press. If she doesn't want to be on camera, she shouldn't work in the public sector.
Yep.
Go get a job in the private sector.
Stay home, draw your blinds.
Yeah. If you don't want to be seen in public and recorded, there's cameras everywhere now. It's hard to walk in public and not be in places like England. You go find a corner in England that doesn't have a camera pointed at it, and I'd be surprised. in London. Yeah, there's not many, I'm sure. So you're always being recorded in public. The fact that somebody's carrying it around on their stick and it might end up on YouTube, I mean...
Them's the breaks.
Yeah. You're in public. There is no, right to privacy in public. If you want privacy, you create it on your private property. That's how you do that. I mean, these are things that should be taught in school, our rights and people's rights. It's crazy. It's not. They teach you how to vote. I didn't learn much more than that in government. I got taught a bunch of lies. Made my teacher look like a fool multiple times. Teaching her about the Second Amendment because she was, some liberal nut job saying how all guns needed to be taken away, and that was an old archaic law that was written in a different time, and yada, yada, yada.
Nobody who says that really means it. They're just talking out their butt. Nobody thinks that they should take all the guns away. Nobody. What they mean is everybody but the government should have their guns taken away, which is fucking ludicrous.
Which was the whole reason for the law to be written.
Exactly.
To stop your government from becoming tyrannical. And yeah, when I said that in class, she did not like that. And then I walked in with I had a shirt with an American flag on it, and I sewed it up. I unstitched it. It was like sewn onto the shirt, and I put it on upside down. Went in there, and she tried to have me take it off. We went down to the office, and I explained how, this does not break any of the rules here at the school. This upside down American flag, it's freedom of speech. And I was like, a real true American who should be teaching, government wouldn't know what this means. It means distress. It means help. Our country has been taken over. You fly your flag upside down in a base, you raise it upside down if you're in distress, if you need help.
Well, what I saw years ago in some of the papers I used to get, because, back before the internet, all us weirdos used to have to collect our information in these things called magazines and newspapers. Anyway, the flag currently, the way it's flown, means our country is in distress. The actual way our flag should be flown is like this.
That's
flag.
close.
I mean, the stripes going up and down, and the corner appears.
It's a negative, almost. Our peacetime flag, I think is more vertical like that, but it's almost more of a negative of the stars and stripes. I'll try to pull a picture of it up. Yeah.
Right, exactly. It's almost black and whitey looking different, like a negative of it or something. Yeah, exactly. It's been too many years ago. I forgot about that part of it. I just remembered that the
stars are blue and the background's white. Or something. It's different. Instead of having the blue background with the white stars, it's a white background with blue stars, and it's hanging vertically. And I forget how many stripes there are on it. I'm not sure. It's different. That's the real American flag, though. We fly our flag of war everywhere.
Well, shout out to chat. Scott No Name saying go ask Canada or Australia about gun rights. And then our friend Flat Fact, indeed, saying he's in Australia and only the police and the military have the guns there, so they pretty much have to obey.
Mm-hmm. That's why they don't want you to exercise your right to protect yourself by any means necessary. I mean, you have a right to firearms. You absolutely do. It's just being impeded by your government. Your government just says, we're not going to let you exercise that right. We're going to take that right away from you. Like, our right to bear arms doesn't come from the Second Amendment. The Constitution doesn't say, okay, now you can have guns. And it's because of this piece of paper that we allow it. The whole point of the Constitution was not Again, this is going to be the original Constitution, but it was not meant for the people. It was meant for the government. The Second Amendment was a reminder to the United States government. Look, this is something you cannot infringe upon. You cannot infringe upon the freedom of speech, the freedom of petition, the freedom of press, the freedom of religion, the freedom to bear arms. That's what all this stuff was. These are things for the government to be reminded that they're not allowed to do, because these are rights inherent to every human being. Problem is, Canada and the UK and Australia, their governments don't care about those inherent human rights. You have them, you're just not allowed to exercise them, or you will be shot dead.
Yep. Well put. It's not, yeah, you have free will. God gave you these rights. It's not like they push a button and you can't pick up a gun now. You know, you physically can't do it. They can scare the shit out of you, though, so you won't do it. I mean, but yeah, these things are, you know, like you said, the Constitution wasn't an allowance to the citizens. It's a reminder to the people that we elect to lead that, hey, these things, this is off limits right here. All this stuff. And we've allowed, I mean, even in this country, we've allowed it to be infringed upon. What was it, 1968? When they passed the automatic weapons, 68, 60, I don't even know the name of
I don't either.
The bill. But they made it to where you had to have a license, a special license, to own an automatic weapon. Things like that.
Yep, that's why bump stocks were so scary and got outlawed.
And for me, really, I mean, an automatic weapon, unless you're up close and then give me a shotgun, really, that's me. But automatic weapon, that's just wasting ammunition.
Right. Suppression fire or spray and pray, having a good time out at the range. There's really no good reason to go full auto and just empty a whole clip right out there into the air. It doesn't make any sense, but
yeah, it was just a, you know, it was a good leap for them. Taking away any rights they can, you know. I mean, they're always under fire, all of our rights. And that was a big win for them, I think. Even though tactically it really wouldn't be to the underdog's advantage, I don't think. You know, when you're going up against the big dog that has unlimited resources and this and that, spray and pray isn't going to be a very good tactic. You're going to run out of ammo long before they do. So, yeah, I think it was just more of a... I mean, if they were going to do that, they would have done it way back in the day when Dillinger and all them were rolling around.
Well, we have almost eaten up another 30-minute hunk of this show.
Damn, look at that.
Minus about a minute and a half. So, I suppose what we'll do is shut our faces for about 3 minutes and let Chris share some awesome commercials with us. I did mention the fact that multitasking might not be the best solution for all of you out there, maybe in your work day or your life, basically, any of that. We'll talk about it. I think it's important. I know I bump heads with people quite often with this topic because I always say I am the world's worst multitasker. Well, there may be a reason for that. Anyway, there's other things. We'll talk about them, I guess, too.
Yeah. And let's talk about Venus a little bit when we get back.
Oh, Venus. All right, we can do that.
I've been doing a little research on it, and I still can't find out who decided it was the same size as Earth. But I found out some pretty cool stuff.
Sounds cool.
Sounds cool.
All right.
For those with Venus envy. Anyway, this is the Ironworks, and we shall be right back after these briefest of messages. Stick around for hour number 2.
Hi, my name is Ella, and I'm 10 years old. I'm one of the millions of children born to parents suffering from the sheeple virus. Symptoms include the inability to think for oneself, the attention span of a goldfish, and a strong belief in government and the mainstream media. It is estimated that 1 out of every 2 children are being raised by parents infected with the sheeple virus. But there is a cure. For as little as 19 cents per day, you can become a TFR supporter and help children like me get their daily dose of truth. Together, we will make sure every child has protection from deception.
How dare you!
Battle brews in Minnesota. I'm Jack Callahan, Fox News. Both Joe Biden and President Trump will campaign in Minnesota today. President Trump had a big rally planned, but the state's attorney general says they can't have more than 250 people there. State's GOP chair calls it suppression and interference. There might be a court challenge. The attempt by Minnesota's Secretary of State to extend the deadline for receiving absentee ballots by a week has been stopped by the courts.
A ruling from a U.S. Court of Appeals says the Minnesota Secretary of State's office did not have the power to extend the deadline for absentee ballots as laid out by the legislature. So now all absentee ballots must be to Minnesota election officials by 8 p.m. on Election Day.
Reporter Hannah Flood with Fox 9 in Minneapolis reports that Secretary of State Steve Simon is telling voters to skip the post office and drop off their absentee ballots in person. There are as many as 400,000 of them still outstanding. In western Pennsylvania, the election board in Butler County fielding calls and emails from thousands of voters who say they requested mail-in ballots but never got them. Workers rushing to mail out replacements today with no guarantee they'll get there in time. Yesterday, Florida was the campaign focus.
President Trump rallied supporters in Tampa and celebrated news. The country's gross domestic product surged a record 33% in the third quarter.
This is the biggest event in business in 50 years. Nobody's ever seen a number like this. This is bigger than any nation. No nation has a number like that.
We can build back better with an economy that begins to reward work, not wealth.
Joe Biden also campaigned in Florida, where a new poll commissioned by Telemundo shows him leading with Hispanic voters, but not by a large margin. The poll could indicate more Hispanic voters are considering re-electing the president, providing him a potential boost in Florida, Arizona, and Nevada.
Fox's Mark Meredith. America is listening to Fox News.
This is Truth Frequency Radio.
The wicked one, obviously under heavy Masonic influence.
Good morning. Here. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up!
What is dark matter?
Okay, we don't know.
That's great. That's why it's called dark.
It's exactly.
Everyone knows all reputable information comes from random people on the internet. Tell me things, internet. The earth is flat. It's like school. You can add.
Okay, dark matter is something we do not know what it is. We believe the dark matter is there, but we have never detected it. Well, what I was afraid Of course, there is no dark matter out there.
There was one?
There is no dark matter out there. We need to think really hard.
Good morning to you. Start your day off bright and shiny. Get up off your little hiney and begin your happy day. Thank God it's Friday.
The iron you need to get what you want.
And welcome back. Hour number 2 of the Ironworks kicking off right now. Apparently we're going to dig into the old space lettuce pile.
Yeah, I was doing a little research on Venus. I want to find out who decided it was the same size as Earth. Because it was named its sister planet long before Galileo, supposedly. Galileo was the first person to notice that it had a crescent shape, and they make that very obvious in every single article. But they say it goes back, Babylonian times because it was the brightest thing in the sky besides the sun and moon.
Now, we got the Adamican in chat saying it was Christian Huygens.
Now, I don't know. Let me look.
Christian. Yes, Hugens. Huygens. I'm assuming. I don't know how you. Hard G, soft G. Huygens.
Huygens. I have to do research. Thank you, Adam. Now he was after Galileo.
Considerably.
So then how did they have the distances to anything down before that?
Not accurately. Wasn't Galileo the one that was guessing like 3 million or 6 million miles to the sun or something?
Well, wasn't it back in just the 1800s where it was 120 something million? And they bumped it back to 93 or 112 million something? I don't know. It's changed so many times. 1695. Yeah, I'll have to do some research and see. Okay, so if they named it that back then, they should have had all the distances figured out not too long after that, right?
I think that's right.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sitting here trying to read about. I'm looking for Venus.
I don't know.
I'll do this later. I'm sorry. I'm gonna stop. Thank you, though, Adam.
Good little place to kick off.
Oh, but Venus, back in the day, had a moon that multiple famous astronomers of that time had seen, supposedly.
I'm sure it's just like the Earth's moon. It eventually moved itself on to another planet. You know how it is. You get tired of your current partner and you start easing away slowly but surely. And then finally you find another place and you latch on there. That's how orbits work, right?
And then there wasn't
all get sucked to the sun, logically. I mean, that wouldn't happen. Mass and things.
There's another planet that was discovered back then, too. That was closer than Mercury. Guess what the name is? Just take a wild guess.
Lucifer.
No. Vulcan.
Shit, I'm being stupid.
Vulcan.
Planet Vulcan.
Of course.
Well, that's what Spock's from, dude. Do you not watch TV?
Yeah, but this was like early 18 something, I think. So yeah, all these names, they just keep recycling all this stuff. I wonder what Vulcan really means. Elon and all this stuff.
Is Spock, Candy asks in chat. He was this doctor who taught people how to raise children in the 7th. Oh, wait, that's not him. Okay, he was this guy from being Vulcan. You mean Dr. Spock or Mr. Spock? Because we were having that whole Dr. Mr. conversation earlier. See, it's a bring back. Never mind.
Volcano. Vulcan.
Tires. Volcanism. Come on.
Ancient Roman god of fire and metalworking. Vulcan.
Dr. Spock.
Chat
Alan.
is awesome.
I'm there.
There,
Alan. I'm there. Apparently they're catching up. There was something in chat. Oh, Alan apparently gave his friend, and I can't find the name now because my highlight is gone.
Carmen.
Anyway, Alan gave his friend, Carmen, is that it?
Pretty sure.
3 Flat Earth books, and she is working her way through them. Good luck to her. You were doing good work, Alan, without a doubt. Keep doing it, friend. We need to come up with the Flat Earth Library, lending library.
Yeah. Or a Flat Earth Book of the Month Club.
Website that would have PDFs that you could go get them from. Maybe like a site that if you just went there was a place for PDFs. And I'm just being silly because we used to have that back in the day on our website.
I've heard stories you could buy little thumb drives full of Flat Earth books.
Yeah, I've heard that. I know a guy. I heard that.
Or if you buy 1,000 flyers, you can get one for free. I've heard.
I saw a meme going around. I don't know how real it is. I'm sure it is real, but there were little thumb drives that are like candy. They look like the little tiny candy bar, I won't need to know a name brand because they're not going to send me any free chocolate. But anyway, a little candy that you would get thrown into your trick-or-treat bag. And so somebody was planning on giving out a thumb drive filled with truth videos and anti-government, blah, 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 or whatever. I'm like, yeah, that's an interesting idea.
It is an interesting idea. I'd like to know who'd be dumb enough to...
I don't even know fingerprints on it.
Well, who'd be dumb enough to just plug in some random USB into their computer?
Trick-or-treat.
That's just like shoving whole pieces of candy in your mouth after trick-or-treating without having checked them for hypodermic needles and razor blades.
Right.
I'd like to know where the hell that fear porn started.
Is that still a thing? Do they still do that? Is that still a thing?
I'm sure.
Hospitals like X-ray your candy.
Well,
it used to be a thing.
I think even now you can. They're warning kids about people giving out edibles or maybe laced candy. I don't know. It's stupid shit.
Well, I don't know where you guys live, but when I was in Oregon, when I spent my freaking dollars on those little edibles, I sure wasn't going to be then passing them out to some little snot-nosed kid at the door with a Batman costume on, because those fucking things are expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, I like to get buzzed myself. So
now, if I did
come in and party, I'll share with you, but I'm not just throwing it out the door.
Or if I come into a
Oregon man. Oh, sorry, Josh.
I was just going to say, if you do come into a whole bunch of edibles on Halloween night, it'd be a great way to sell them. You don't have to give them away. You could just put the word out, and then your neighbors wouldn't say anything about all night long strangers walking up to your door and then turning away, grabbing something, and leaving real quick. Not suspicious behavior at all on Halloween. I'm just saying. All right. You were saying something about
the things you just heard on TFR have all been parody. Do not take. No, I'm just kidding.
So about some guy from Oregon?
Yeah, he got caught starting a forest fire with a Molotov cocktail, right? He went to jail, was released without a bond.
Yeah, that's
on his own recognizance.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next night, got caught starting 6 more fires down the highway. He was just throwing Molotov cocktails out the highway at random spots, starting fires. And they released him.
I just want to watch the world burn.
But how do you release somebody like that on their own recognizance? Are they in the right state of mind?
It's in it's these new things that a lot of people I know here, even in the city of St. Louis, doing away with cash bonds like that is getting to be pretty popular. Yeah. So more and more people are being let out on an OR for crimes with which they probably shouldn't be released.
But are they doing this with the guy that gets caught with cannabis?
Yeah, city of St. Louis is a little different, but probably, yeah, for lots of things. The city of St. Louis is all jacked up. The prosecuting attorney has like half of the city of St. Louis police force on a list for things that they're not going to prosecute any cases that these cops bring. So basically, these cops are just out there doing nothing, twiddling their thumbs, because no matter what they do, nothing that they bring will get prosecuted. There's all sorts of goofy corruption going on in the city of St. Louis. Again, not my circus, not my monkey.
It's just crazy, isn't it?
It definitely is.
It definitely is. Shout out to the Alan Holman, who has beaten me to the draw as I was digging through all of my little bookmarks trying to find a saved bookmark that I could not find because I didn't know how it was titled. And he's already got it in there, I bet. Let me drop mine and see. Let's see if it's the same. It is the same. I knew that. Alan, you rock. Go check out Alan's link, which is all the Flat Earth book downloads you could ever possibly want. Thanks to, who was it? Because I was in Oregon dealing with my mom and don't remember who gave this to us. But I know it came to everyone. Everybody in the Flat Earth community pretty much got this link to this huge drive of Flat Earth info. Come on, help me. Who gave it to us?
I'm not
Alan,
sure.
Tell me in chat. I know you know because your brain works more often than ours does here on this show. Thank you, sir. Thank you for that. Anyway, that's awesome. Thank you for sharing. If you don't have that link, go get that link and save that link.
Yeah, that's something that you share with people right there.
That's
people who want to look into it instead of trying to search YouTube.
Mm-hmm. There it all is. Enjoy. See you when you get back.
In a few weeks.
In a few months, right? Or just endless days of no sleep. There was something else I had highlighted, but man, this is not working. Every time I highlight something, I lose it. Oh, so just taking a left turn, because we never do that on this show. Scott, no name, shout out. Volcanoes don't erupt. Super volcanoes are as fake as dinosaurs and nukes. Don't believe those lies. Okay, so I've seen this before. I think the first person way back. Who?
Joey Roca.
Joey does talk about it, but way back. Now you took it out of my head with Joey. Damn it, I had it right there. We no longer have him. He's no longer with us. The guy that put the first videos out about volcanoes being fake. Not the Mark stuff with the aliens built the tubes. This guy was always saying stuff like spider webs were electric, and damn it, it's gone. It'll never come back. Sometime between now and the end of the show, I'll find that video and show it to you. But I've seen this numerous times. But I have relatives who went to Hawaii and walked around a volcano and watched lava flow and all that. So I don't understand this whole idea. Apparently, I don't understand it.
Yeah, what they're saying is volcanoes aren't, the mountain coming up to a point and the volcano coming out of the tippy top of the mountain. Volcanoes, yeah, they come up in tubes, but they'll come up on flat land. They'll come up wherever. And yeah, I'm sure mountains grow up somewhat around them, but it's not like that big giant thing in the center is. I don't know how he explains it, but it's not like the tippy top of the mountain is the volcano tube. These things happen all over the place, and it's just these vents that this magma force.
Well, see, I didn't get that. I got that it was just as fake as like atom bombs and et cetera. So maybe I just read it wrong.
Well, at least that video you watched, it might have been. But no, what Joey Roca says, because he lives in Hawaii, and he says, yeah, they don't ever come up the top of the mountain. It'll just come out of the side somewhere.
Right, that's what my family saw, was oozing out of the side. They never saw it like blowing out of the top. But I've watched allegedly videos of amazing eruptions. So
Mount
I allegedly saw videos of a moon landing. So there you go. Real quick, before it gets too far away, Diva, Dante, there in chat. Aaron Dover is correct. That is the correct answer. I wish I could send you a prize. That's who it was, Aaron Dover, that put those videos I'm talking about out back in the day. If you don't have his channel from back in the day, it'll take me about that long to find it as it took me to find the book link. So I won't do it now. I'll do it during break.
Yeah, that guy was sharp.
Definitely. And missed. Very missed.
Very missed.
We're having Dr. John on. Is that correct? Liz is asking about Billy Zig. Apparently we crossed wires last week with Billy and Brendan.
Well, Billy was up late. He's been burning the candle at both ends, he said, and just got like 12 hours of sleep, which he said he never does, and ended up sleeping right through. And he was super apologetic, and ideally we'll have him on next week. This week should be Dr. John D. And then last week, Billy Zig, he said he would absolutely still come on the very next show, but I pushed that off again until next week because we had Dr. John D on. So plan is next week, Billy Zig, maybe Brandon will accompany. I'm not sure. Brandon's wife just had little baby Lachlan day before yesterday. So he may still be in the thick of it by the time that happens and may not be available. So, we'll just have to see how that works out, but I'm still anticipating Billy Zig next week. I will reach out probably this weekend or Monday just to verify. But I do anticipate Billy Zig next week, Friday after next. This.
Nice. Yeah, that happens. I gotta pull this battery.
And congratulations to Brendan Daly, too. Child number 3. For some reason, I thought he had like 3 kids when we first started talking to him. And it seems like this is at least the second kid he's had since we've been talking to him. So I thought he had like a whole army out there. But apparently he's only got 3.
It's a little brood, right? No, it's...
Still, from 1 kid to 2 is like 3 times the work, right? So I can't imagine what 3 kids. My sister's got like 5. She's breeding a little army. Or a little cleaning crew. They're down there taking care of the bed and breakfast, so they just go around cleaning cabins all week long.
That's awesome. They've been doing good, business-wise?
Yeah, you know, with the COVID and everything, I think the past 9 months they've done more business than ever.
Wow.
Pretty sure. I'm pretty sure they've been setting records, and they've been up for couple decades now, so that's saying something.
Yeah.
But again, they do offer the whole seclusion, sort of rustic experience with, several amenities included, but it gives you a chance to get out there and get in the woods and get away from
people. Probably trying it out for the first time just to see if they could do it,
Yep.
I got to live like this. If you're talking about moving out here, honey, we're going to go try it out first.
Uh-huh.
That there's a lot of that going on.
No doubt.
Yeah, I can't believe what the market was doing here. I mean, houses in Denver were selling like hotcakes, and then houses here were selling like crazy too. I doubt they are in Denver so much right now.
No, probably not.
And they're getting ready to go into a lockdown. It's like threat level orange, dark orange right now, almost red. They're getting ready to lock everything down. It's crazy. I'm so glad I'm not in Denver. Nope. The South suits me. It really does.
Me as well. That's why I'm still here and never went to Oregon like I kept threatening to do. I'm just not designed for the North.
No, I mean, the weather suits me, of course, but just the people and everything. I was talking to this guy. He was bagging groceries. I went shopping and everything. It's like, how you doing today, sir? Oh, not bad, blah, blah, blah. And I was telling him about how I love the weather around here and kind of new to the area. He's like, man, I moved here 8 months ago, and I ain't never, he was from Pennsylvania. He's like, I am never going back up to Pennsylvania. He's like, this is so nice down here. the summers aren't too bad, and the winters are just amazing. You're like, this is the greatest fall I've ever had in my life. And then he said, and it's not just that. He's like, the people down here are different. Everybody's so nice and hospitable. He's like, it's so different than it is from up north. And it's true. Even in Indiana, you know, out in the country where you thought it was like the South, you know, people had the twang and all that kind of stuff. There's something about the South where people are just, it's a different kind of culture. There's still that, like, we're all Americans, you know, before anything else. We can all be nice and polite to each other. Like, we're all, it's different. There's always that Southern hospitality. That's why they call it that. Everybody is very, please, thank you, excuse me, instead of get out of my way, fuck off, you know? I don't know. It's weird down here. Not weird. It's nice.
It's totally different, Zach. And look, it doesn't take very far north for it to change. I grew up down here, quote unquote, down here, and then spent my teen years in Shreveport, which is just North Louisiana. It's not like a northern state. It's just the northern part of this fucking state. And lived there until I was about 18. And at 18, moved back to a little small town in Mississippi, worked on oil rigs and made a lot of stupid money in the 80s. And when I got back there, every person I passed, waved in a car, people I didn't know would walk up and start talking to me in stores. And it kind of freaked me out because during my teenage years, that wasn't a thing. It was strangers in a strange land that didn't know each other or wave at each other in the northern part of the same freaking state. It was pretty crazy. Or not the same state, but the same part of the world. And just crazy different. Just totally different. I mean, you go above Alexandria here in Louisiana and we call you a Yankee. So, yeah, it changes. It's really strange. Especially being from here and going anywhere northern, it's a different vibe. Not that you people aren't nice, don't get me wrong, it's not at all what I'm saying. It's just there's an extra hominess here. Does that make sense?
Word, homie.
I was truly, I mean, you guys know, anybody heading this way, you're welcome to be in my old stank house anytime you want to be. That's just how I am. So I can tell you, you can hang out, bring your dog, it don't matter. Come on in.
Well,
it's different.
There's something there though, because even here in Missouri, which is considerably far north from Louisiana, it's really sort of the same way. But it's not geographically based. It seems to be more population based.
Culturally based,
yes.
maybe.
The more rural areas seem to recreate that Southern hospitality because things tend to be just a little more rural, and what you would consider even accents from Southern Missouri are pretty Southern than they are just a few hundred miles north, where they get to be more Northern. So I don't know, it's really strange. But even Northern Missouri, where it's rural, you run into the same thing. It's not at all city. It's got that more hometown Southern hospitality vibe.
You know, now that you're saying that, that's the same thing as in Oregon. There's an area of Oregon where some of my brother's in-laws live, and he said they remind him so much of people from back where we're from in central Mississippi and Shreveport, and that more of the, you know, what we call redneck idea.
It's just reliance. I think is what it is. When you're that rural and maybe socioeconomically, when things are so much harder to come by, you have to rely on the help of others, right? You help people, people help you. That's just sort of the way it is. So friendliness is much an act of self-preservation as anything else, because these are the people whose help you might need in the very near future, or people you will be expected and feel obligated to help. So you want to maintain these good relationships so this community and everybody can thrive and survive. Whereas in the city, everything's just a elevator trip down 40 flights and take a walk 6 blocks, make a dog leg and walk into the bodega, grab something, and you're good. where even the homeless eat like kings.
Yeah, it's the city I thought was a lot of fun when I was younger.
See, I think we all go through that, Zach, because I grew up literally on farms and raising peanuts.
We got 10 seconds.
For myself, and then, oh, wow, it's break time. I'll shut up and we'll talk about that later.
On it. So we'll be back for the very last segment of the Ironworx on Truth Frequency Radio right after these brief messages. Hang on.
Extendivite, a 7-herb combination made from garlic, cayenne, hawthorn, bilberry, ginkgo biloba, valerian, and milk thistle. Extendivite feeds our body with the right nutrients to keep us healthy. Just listen to what Arthur has to say.
I was just calling to tell you what a great product you have. I had used this about, 10 years ago after I had congestive heart failure. And it fixed me up and got me going for the last 10 years. Lately, I've been having heart trouble again, so I placed another order. This because it's the only thing that ever worked. And I just wanted to let you know that you have a great product.
To order, call 1-877-928-8822. That's 1-877-928-8822 or visit heartdrop.com.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
Okay, nurse, let's get this man to the ER stat.
Right away, doctor.
We see this every day. Heart attack or angina pain due to blocked and clogged arteries. Chelation can remove obstructions or blockages from arteries and help avoid painful and expensive surgery. Now there's Angioprim. It's a liquid oral chelation product that you take with juice. You start to feel the results fast. Angioprim increases blood flow all over the body, and that means more energy and strength to take on the day with less aches and pains. 60 years of research has gone into chelation, and Angioprim is the result. A safe and easy way to unblock your veins and arteries filled up from that slow circulation.
Paging Dr. Jones. Please report to the emergency room right away.
Log on now for a special radio offer from Angioprim. That's angioprim.com/radio. ANGIOPRIM. Angioprim.com/radio or call 877-882-7221. That's 877-882-7221.
For 5,000 years, the world was ruled with wooden ships by one man. 242 years ago, a small group of free men crafted a new nation built on liberty and freedom. Global elites have been fighting to destroy this new nation called America ever since. Based on actual events, Charm of Favor tells a true story of how they corrupted the election system. They infiltrated federal agencies and murdered witnesses, judges, and even presidents to keep from being caught. Now, the largest and wealthiest crime syndicate the world has ever known has been drawn out of the shadows. They killed hundreds of Americans and recently attempted to assassinate half our congressmen. Still, they escape arrest through an almost supernatural charm of favor. Read Charm of Favor and be prepared to open your eyes to what may lie just around the corner. Charm of Favor is available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble.
Real people, real radio.
Initiating the truth frequency.
This is Truth Frequency Radio.
Wake up.
Here's a message of importance to millions of people who are continually pale and washed out, weak and run down. Doctors will tell you that these conditions are often caused by a deficiency of iron. The iron you need to keep you physically fit and mentally mentally alert. Medical studies show that 2 out of 3 women and many, many men lack the daily iron your body requires in a form your body can easily use and put to work. Every dose gives you more than your daily minimum iron requirement.
We are the way, we are the way, we are not alone. We are striving for more.
So if you're not getting the iron your body needs, if you feel weak, run down, and are easily upset, start taking iron today.
Happy, happy Halloween, 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 happy, happy Halloween, silver shamrock. Happy, happy Halloween, 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 happy, happy Halloween, silver shamrock.
It's almost time, kids. The clock is ticking. Be in front of your TV sets for the Horathon. And remember the big giveaway at 9. Don't miss it. And don't forget to wear your masks. Don't forget to wear your mask. And don't forget to wear your mask. And don't forget to wear your masks. The clock is ticking. It's almost time.
Happy, happy Halloween, 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 happy, happy Halloween, silver shamrock. Happy, happy Halloween, Halloween, Halloween.
That one's for you, Pav. We miss you, brother.
Indeed we do. I love the little 2020 remix you had there to it there as well, Josh. But definitely missing you, Pav. Salamo. Brian, who's taking a bit of time off, he said, we'll miss you for a while too, friend. Somebody else, damn it, that was in the list that somebody typed out earlier. Damn it, my brain is not awake. Oh, coffee, help me. Anyway, we love you guys on this show, even if I didn't say your name.
Definitely. Yeah, I better stop this.
So,
a whole lot going on with space at all.
Well, you think so. However, sir, they've carefully couched it in different terminology to trick us. Because now it's all about the internets, them interwebbies. The Loon Balloon breaks record for stratoplanar flight duration. It stays aloft for, where are your numbers? 312 days. You can't do that with a balloon. It's impossible. Sorry, I fell back into my bad baller voice.
Don't be so derpy.
Sounded like the Elephant Man. I'm a man.
I'm a man.
But my satellite. Anyway, so yeah, stayed aloft for 312 consecutive days. Now, there is an interesting little path that they show on the map, which I can't share because it's one of their web PA, whatever, video pictures they won't share. So I'll find it somewhere else.
I got
you. Or you can maybe do it. I can't get it to act right. It's acting silly for me, Josh. Anyway, the Loon Project has been around since 2013, if you didn't know. And so, anyway, because that's what you do when there's so much space and stuff and trash in space. Our space and trash, it depends on your verbiage, I suppose. Oh, my God. Help my mouth.
So they have a balloon that will stay up 312 days?
Yep. and they're planning. Okay, so the team, oh, wow, this is awesome to hear. So the team launches a new balloon once a week. At any given time, they have approximately 100 of these balloons in flight. So, I mean, dude, we should have
What do they do? What do these balloons do?
Internets, interwebs. It's Loon, man. Project Loon. Google.
But we have satellites.
Come on, Zach. Now get with the program. It's better to have balloons because.
Now I've heard so many people
easy to
tell
come
me that
by.
that's ridiculous. How can
helium's easy to find? They've got it. Oh wait, never mind.
How can you control a balloon? There's no way.
Well, according to the story, it sat like above Peru for a good long time. It was 312 days, but it was only that last little bit that it actually just decided to take off and move. Then it flew like 98% away around the globe, you know. Then it sat there in the ocean for a little bit longer. Then it just shot up north and landed in Baja, California. I just thought that was kind of an interesting flight path here. I had it up. Maybe I can share it again.
You did get to share. I couldn't get to share. I was trying to share that flight path.
Yeah, so
I thought that was an interesting.
Yeah, it hung out here for a little bit, and then they decided, okay, we better do something with this because this isn't very exciting. So then it said, let's take a trip, and it said we're going to fly all the way over here, and it came out here and hung out over the ocean for a little bit. They said, all right, I think we're done. It's time to go land, and they shot up here to Baja, and land they did.
So yeah, started back in 2013 with the ambitious goal of providing cell phone service to people in remote areas by using balloons as cell towers. Because apparently that whole satellite phone technology doesn't work as well as they wanted it to. I always wondered about that in the mountains of Oregon. It's like, well, aren't there satellites everywhere? Can't I just ping off one of those if they're just littering the sky around us? Apparently not. Apparently, if you get lost in the mountains, your map system shuts down, and you've got to stop and ask people what direction to go in, which is kind of nice. Used to do that back in the day. Ask for directions. Get to know somebody. Sure, they might send you down to Uncle Earl's farm, and Uncle Earl, never mind.
So they're sending one of these things up a week.
Yes, sir. Hundreds, sir, are up there at this point. At least 100 of them at any given time.
I don't know. I've heard a lot of people say that
solar panels, batteries, they're covering it. They got you covered, dude. It's ready. They're there.
Geosynchronous.
And because it is Halloween, we also have the traditional Halloween asteroid.
Nice.
So do you still call it geosynchronous even though the Earth isn't moving?
I don't think you would, since we're not.
Or would you just
call it a fucking balloon? That's kind of what I would call it. So apparently these balloons are working all over the place. There's an internet balloon over there across Indonesia. There's another one in Kenya. There's another one. Well, AT&T plans to use their Loon team the Loon team to provide internet in disasters, which has already happened back in was that 2018 when the Peru got wiped out and they used a balloon over it to keep their cell phone service in place to get the infrastructure back. I'm pretty sure we covered that on an early show here, 2018 maybe. So yeah, it's happening. It's Puerto Rico, cell phone connections there with the internet balloons from Google. So these are just the related stories that are linkable at the bottom of that current story. And I'm not going to click them and share them and all that fun stuff. If you'd like to see them, well, here's what we'll do. We'll give you the story in chat.
And I got to agree with Adam in chat. Where's the Skull asteroid? Where's the Jack-o'-lantern sun? They've been slacking this year a lot.
I thought we had them, Josh. What we got? What'd they give us?
I'm sorry, I was looking at the link for Phuket Word's last day of quarantine there in Thailand so he can get back to his family. I was just amazed at how awesome this community is to get him back home. So what was the question?
Yeah, where's the skull asteroid?
The pictures.
Jack-o'-lantern sun.
That's what's interesting is maybe the jack-o'-lantern sun was a fluke last year. Or was that 2018? I forget when we had that really awesome picture. But this should be
around this time too.
Pretty close, seems like.
Let me go see, because I miss him too. Shit. And you played Star Wars earlier, and we haven't had a good opening. I'll stop.
Well, this should be the asteroid that always they show us as a skull, because it's Halloween time. I mean, the fact that we call them out on it maybe has absolutely nothing to do with it, but I don't see pictures of the Halloween asteroid looking like a skull this year, which is pretty interesting.
And it's been
I just Googled it. Halloween asteroid 2020. 4 days ago, the space rock dubbed. Oh, I don't have an ad blocker. What are you talking about?
2020 UX3.
That's the one. That's the one.
Is it?
It's estimated that it's going to show up when? And where's a picture of it? Does it have a freaking jack-o'-lantern face? I really feel gypped. I'm like Adam. I feel gypped. They're talking about the blue moon.
Inconsiderate to gypsies, Walt.
Stock images, artist illustration of an asteroid. not even the asteroid, of an asteroid is what I get. Oh, but I kid. The spacey folk. Okay, man. Is there really no picture? I'm really upset.
Yeah, not even a scary face in the hurricane or nothing. They had all these different things to choose from. They could have came up with something.
Well, they've already got us all pretty scared as it is. They figure, I guess. I don't fucking know. They're concentrating on their rare blue moon. That's all they're worried about.
I like Alan. It's postponed a year because of COVID.
COVID, that's what it is. Those asteroids aren't dumb. Let's find a picture of 2020 UX3. Yeah, there's no pictures. I get some keyboards. Apparently there's a keyboard out there from Yamaha, shout out, that's called the UX3, and it's coming up. And I've got a bunch of unrelated crap. Shoes, stamps, some type of perfect meal formula. God, I'm getting all kind of free advertising. But the only picture related to 2020 UX3 is from the story that I shared, or that I'm telling you about, with the artist rendition. So there is no picture for you guys this year. We're getting gypped. Freaking. So how much taxpayer money did we put into this, and we didn't get a?
Even if you Google asteroid 2020 UX3, you get just 20 results, maybe half of which have a CGI picture of an asteroid, none of which are a skull.
Maybe too many people are laughing at it now.
That could be. Okay, we're done. We can't even risk this shit anymore.
Yeah. The 2 mode, we can't do this on Halloween anymore.
We've pushed our limits.
Yeah.
There's too many people questioning too many things. We just got to keep this on the download this year. Nutty.
Oh. Could be. Too many people waking up. Greatest apocalypse ever.
Still available for pre-order over on jtrue.com.
Man, yes, sir. Someone else who nailed it at the conference. Without a doubt. Shout out to our buddy James True. I've been very negligent in getting him in here to talk about it. My bad.
He's another one of those I didn't really get to. There's so many people I didn't really get to even talk to. You know, Rose
what was
and
cool?
All that. It was just like kind of passing by a little bit. I got to have great conversations with a bunch of new people that I had never met before, you know, hanging out at Bob's here and Just Jack's and just sitting around. But while I was there, every time I'd start to have a conversation with somebody, there'd come a new line of people up in front of the table and it'd be like, oh, excuse me, I have to go, show them what all this is about and yada, yada, yada. Yeah, that was the only part that I didn't really love so much, is I didn't get to have a lot of conversations with so many people. Baldini, I got maybe 10, 15 minutes with. And that was pretty much it. All the people I wanted to sit down, James, Baldini, all of them, and just have, that nice long 20-minute, half hour, just back and forth. I didn't get to do any of those. So I figured that'll happen when it's supposed to happen. I wasn't supposed to have my one-on-one with James just yet, but I can't wait. Yeah. For him to just...
Lana in chat got to meet James. Shout out, Lana. Glad that you got there. That was awesome to hear. Well, yeah, I noticed the venue was a little different than most other setups. Most times there's a separate area for speaking, separated from chill place and from the venue of the merch area. And, y'all been to the other conferences, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Usually it's separate. And so for it all to be in one big room at times, I noticed with a few of the speakers, not just with James, but with a few as I was watching other people talking, that it took a minute to kind of settle the crowd down as a person would start off. Because, everybody's talking, meeting, excited, loving, hugging, kids are there. And so, yeah. And it was just neat to watch the hush come over the room as James started making the points. And then it was just, everybody was just locked in. It was cool. It really was.
Okay, well, here's where we were wrong. The skull-shaped asteroid is 2015 TB-145. And we're not going to see that asteroid back around until 2082. So...
Well, you tune into the Ironworx 2082.
2082.
And our clones will be here, and our probably Robotrons will be here hosting and keeping it real for you. So we'll be sure and get that to you.
Asteroid 2015 TB-145 was first discovered in 2015 when it zipped within 301,986 miles of Earth right on Halloween. According to NASA's JPL Small Body Object Database, the asteroid's next flyby will not be nearly so close. It will pass by about 24 million miles from our planet. That's about a quarter of the distance from the Earth to the Sun. So there we go.
So we're not going to get pictures next time?
Well, by 2082, no, but we'll have some
2082, you'll
really
just be plugged
awesome
into
artists
your VR
by
and
then.
you'll be on the asteroid hanging out.
Just imagine the computer graphics are be able to generate back in 2082, the processing power for the artists to be able to render some really cool images in 2082. So there's a lot to look forward to, if not pictures, at least we get some really cool images, I'm sure.
I'm hoping that doesn't happen in 2082. I'm hoping that the world has woken up to that deception by then. At least NASA.
By 2082, I plan on being a little dot of light floating around in a whole different dimension. That's just what I'm planning on doing. I don't know about you guys.
I'll be 104. I'll be writing my book.
I'll fly a starship across the universe divide. And when I reach the other side, I'll find a place to rest my spirit if I can. Perhaps I may become a highwayman again. Or I may simply be a single drop of rain. But I will remain. And I'll be back again and again and again.
Ding, 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 ding.
It was beautiful. Being serenaded by Josh. Just before.
Fucking A. Who needs karaoke? We got our own.
If you don't know who the Highwaymen are, I highly suggest you Google the Highwaymen and check out that title track.
Oh, astounding song. There's another one on there. It's a little gem, too, on the flip side.
I like that whole first 3 quarters.
Which one?
The whole first 3 quarters of the album. Kind of trails off for me, but yeah, I mean, first 7, 8 songs, I can just probably rattle them off in the order.
I love albums like that. Yeah, you hear the end of one song and you just know exactly when the next one's supposed to start.
No matter what song follows in your head is the next song on that album. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be listening on the radio and I'll hear something like that, and then I'll just start singing the next song.
Yep.
While they're talking or whatever, blah blah blah.
How it is with that Highwayman album too. Just break out into Jim.
A lot.
Jim, I wore a tie today. The first one that I ever wore. Sorry, getting my Willie Nelson out. But I know what I'm going to be listening to at work today.
The Highwayman.
Which is going to be happening any minute now. Looks like we're getting pretty close. 4 minutes. 4.5 minutes. Wasn't much of a Halloween show. Seems like in the years past, we've had a bit more spookier, Halloweenier Halloween shows.
Blame it on NASA.
Effing NASA. But at least we got Pav's song in there. I know Pav anxiously awaits hearing that soundbite all 364 days of the year. He just lives for his Halloween shows. But we love and miss you, Pav.
I got one for everybody to go watch. If vets were in horror movies.
That was pretty good.
There's 1, 2, and 3, and part 3 is just hilarious. I mean, they really stepped up on their. It was like watching TV. It was better than anything you could watch on TV. It really was. It was funny. So yeah, go check out If Vets Were in Horror Movies. Their latest one is just top notch. All 3 are funny. But yeah, it's like what vets would do if they were attacked by these creatures and stuff. They're pulling out rocket launchers and bazookas and calling in airstrikes and all. It's hilarious. So yeah, check that out.
Pretty good. And then just a quick reminder, we will be having Dr. John D. on Have No Sphere this evening, kicking off at 5 p.m. Central. I still think that's 10 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time until next week when everything should go back to semi-normal. We're all back along the same schedule.
Trying to get it all straight, people. You know how these time zones work. Look, a rare, long time needed Alan Holman rating for this episode has hit over on the TFR chat. Alan wasn't going to be here for this whole episode, he said earlier at the beginning, and he is now glad he stayed for this one. This episode has been awesome. Official, the Alan Holman rating right here at the end. Thank you, Alan.
Yeah, I feel better now.
It's been a while. I forget that we used to get the daily, or not daily, show. Every show we got a rating, and I forgot about it. Missed that. Thank you, Alan. Thank you, truly. I'm serious. It was cool to hear. Because trust me, if anybody's been here long enough to know when we suck, sir, you would be one who would know.
Alan's not shy. He'll let us know.
He'll tell us. That's why I'm saying. He'll give it to us straight. So thank you. Yeah. He'll tell us. That's what I'm saying. I appreciate the feedback, truly. So, hell yeah. All the feedback in chat. Thank you all. It was great. You got me very distracted more than once here. So, thanks. John Savage, where are you?
He's around somewhere, I'm sure.
I know. Rolling in his bed, knowing I'm in the chat.
Yeah, but tonight should be awesome.
It should be awesome.
John, yeah, very, very bright man. If you want to have your mind blown and kind of get lost a little bit, I'm sure I will multiple times.
Yes, I know. I can't wait. It's going to be awesome. See you all there for sure, or hopefully see you there for sure. Oh, and by the way, I know I kept teasing it and didn't ever tell you, hey, guess what? Don't multitask. End the fucking story. Well, that was easy, wasn't it? Don't multitask.
Don't think you can. You can't really multitask. That's not how brains particularly work. You can really focus on one task at a time. You think you can multitask and you can focus on several things one after another, and maybe you rotate those things through, so it seems like you're multitasking, but they've done, I think, a few different studies on folks trying to get them to actually multitask as well as they think they can, and it just never turns out as well as they think they can, because
it disrupts memory.
And trying to do it. And again, this is the digital stuff, so having everything on, having your brain bombarded with digital media.
Love you guys. Thank you all.
Love you all.
We'll see you on Have No Sphere this evening in a few hours, or we'll see you right back here on Tuesday. Be good, be well, we love you. Bye-bye.